What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing my official 2025 NASCAR Xfinity Series winner predictions. I'm going to go through every single race, and I'll tell you who I think will win each of these races. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The 2025 NASCAR Xfinity season is going to kick off at Daytona International Speedway. The last time we ran at Daytona for the season opener, we saw Austin Hill go 3 in a row in the opening race, which he's had a streak from 2022 through 2024. This time around, the driver picking to win this time, the opener at Daytona International Speedway, is once again going to be Austin Hill. Like I've already mentioned, Austin Hill scored 3 straight Daytona openers, and with how great he is as a super speedway driver, how great he is at Daytona International Speedway, and on their other tracks as well, I think Austin Hill is very easily going to go to victory lane. I think this 21 team's been super strong as super speedways. I think Austin Hill is going to get his first win of 2025 at Daytona International Speedway. After race at Daytona, we'll head to Atlanta Motor Speedway. The last time we ran Atlanta Motor Speedway for the opener, we saw Jesse Love dominate, but Austin will take the victory after Jesse Love ran out of gas coming to the end of the event. This time around, the driver picking to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway is going to be Jesse Love. I think Jesse Love is going to get redemption from 2024. Let's be real and honest, early in the year, Jesse Love probably had the fastest car in this event and led almost every single lap, pretty much flag to flag throughout the event. I think he's going to get redemption this time around. I think Jesse Love is going to be able to come back here this time around with how great he has been in super speedways with the RCR stuff. I think Jesse Love is going to be able to go to victory lane at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the 2. After race at Atlanta, we'll be headed to Circuit Americas for the third race of 2025. Last time we ran at Circuit Americas, we saw Kyle Larson steal the victory after Austin Hill and Shane Van Gisbergen got into each other. This time around at Circuit of the Americas, the driver picking to win at Circuit Americas is going to be Connor Zilisch. I think this is going to be the first of many wins that Connor Zilisch is going to get throughout the 2025 season. Connor Zilisch, probably the best road course racer in the field that's going to be full-time. We saw what he did at Watkins Glen. We've seen what he's done in ARCA at some of these road course races. I think Connor Zilisch is going to put up a dominating clinic. He was really fast in the Truck Series race in his debut. He's probably going to win the pole most likely, and I think at the end of the day, Connor Zilisch will go to victory lane at Circuit Americas in that number 88 car in 2025. After races Circuit Americas, we'll be headed to Phoenix Raceway for the Xfinity race at Phoenix. The last time we ran at Phoenix Raceway, we saw Riley Herbst pick up the victory. In the last spring race, we saw Chandler Smith pick up the victory. This time around, the driver picking to win at Phoenix Raceway in the first of 2 events at the track is going to be Sheldon Creed. I think Sheldon Creed is finally going to go to victory lane. There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, Sheldon Creed historically has been pretty good at Phoenix Raceway in the NASCAR Xfinity competition over the course of the last couple years. Number two, he's going to be technically driving an SHR car. Now, granted, they're not going to be Super Haas Racing. They're going to be Haas Factory Team in 2025. But I think Sheldon Creed, how good he's been, plus how good the 00 car has been with Cole Custer the last couple years, I think Sheldon Creed is going to be able to go to victory lane in the number 00 car. After race at Phoenix, we'll be headed to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the first of 2 trips at the track. The last time we ran to Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the opener, we saw John Hunter Nemechek pick up a very dominant victory in the event. This time around, headed to Vegas, so driver picking a win at the track is going to be John Hunter Nemechek once again. I think John Hunter Nemechek is going to get his first and only victory of 2025 as he's going to run less races than he did in 2024. John Hunter Nemechek, I think, is going to be strong here. He's always been good in the All-Star car at this track, really good in the 20 car over the course of the last couple years. I think John Hunter is going to have the pace and speed, and I think he'll be able to have a pretty easy win and a pretty easy victory as I think he will go to victory lane at Las Vegas at this track in 2025. After race of Las Vegas, we'll be headed to Homestead-Miami Speedway, which moves from the end of the season to the early portion of the year. The last time ran Homestead-Miami Speedway, we saw Austin Hill put up a dominant clinic and go to victory lane. This time around, the driver picking a win at Homestead-Miami Speedway is going to be Eric Almirola. I think Eric Almirola is going to come back to the Xfinity Series for a couple events throughout 2025, most likely with Joe Gibbs Racing as my guess. He had a lot of fun last year, won 3 victories in 2024. I think he's going to come back for a few races, and I think of how good he was at this track in 2024, I think he's going to be able to go to victory lane. I'm going with Eric Almirola to pick up the win and victory at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. After a race at Homestead, we will be headed to Martinsville Speedway. The last time we ran at Martinsville Speedway, we saw Eric Almirola put up a dominating clinic and a dominant victory en route to his third win of 2024. This time around, the driver who I'm picking to win at Martinsville Speedway is going to be Carson Quaffle. I think Carson Quaffle is going to get his first career NASCAR Xfinity Series win at Martinsville. Carson Quaffle has a lot of short track experience. He's going to be full-time with Junior Motorsports this upcoming season. Therefore, I think he's going to have the pace and speed to contend for the win and the victory. The Junior Motorsports cars have also historically been really, really great at this racetrack. They've won many, many races and many, many events since they started going back to this track in 2020. I think Carson Quaffle will be able to come to the track and pick up his first career Xfinity victory at Martinsville Speedway with the team. After a race at Martinsville, we will be headed to Darlington Raceway for the spring event. The last time we ran a spring race at this track, I believe Justin Allgaier was the driver to go to victory lane, and I was considering picking Justin Allgaier to win this race. However, the driver I'm going to pick to win this time around at Darlington is going to be Kyle Larson. We are expecting probably that the number 1700 car is going to show up throughout the year, and I think Kyle Larson is going to choose Darlington this time around, which I think he'll be competing in. I also expect Kyle Busch to compete in this race as well, potentially. But Kyle Larson, I think, will be coming to Darlington. He's been good here historically, has an Xfinity win at this track in 2023. I think he comes to the track this time around, and I think he picks up the win and victory at Darlington Raceway. I'm going with Kyle Larson to pick up the win at Darlington Raceway. After race at Darlington, we'll be headed to Bristol Motor Speedway, which will be the first time the Xfinity Series, I believe, has hosted 2 dates at Bristol Motor Speedway in a very, very long time. The last time we ran a spring race here, I think maybe Ryan Preece won the race, but I can't remember quite exactly. It might have been 2018 the last time they had a spring race at Bristol Motor Speedway. But this time around, the driver I'm picking to win at Bristol Motor Speedway is going to be Sam Mayer. I think Sam Mayer is going to get his first and maybe only victory of 2025 at this track. Sam Mayer, of course, joining the Haas factory team for 2025 and is basically going to be in the same equipment that Cole Custer was in last year, which therefore I think will have the pace and speed to contend most of the year. I think there'll be some times where struggle throughout the year, but I think he will be able to score a win and victory. I'm going with Sam Mayer to pick up the win at Bristol Motor Speedway with how good he's been at the racetrack. After a race at Bristol, we'll be headed to Rockingham Speedway for the first time in Xfinity Series competition since 2004. The driver to win that race in 2024 was none other than Jamie McMurray, who could rank a start here, but probably not at this point. But this time around, the driver I'm going to pick to win is not going to be a veteran, but I am going to be picking Connor Zillage to pick up his second win of 2025 at Rockingham Speedway. Despite the fact that I don't believe Connor Zillage has ever ran at Rockingham in his career in anything, I think he's going to get it done at Rockingham. Look, Connor Zillage is a driver's track. You got to be a really talented driver to run here, and Connor Zillage is one of the most talented drivers in the field. So I think he's going to get a win here. We know he's going to be good at the road courses, but I think of how good of a driver he is. I think he comes to Rockingham Speedway, especially with a lot of Cup guys in the field. I'm going with Connor Zillage to pick up the win at Rockingham Speedway. After a race at Rockingham, we'll be headed to Talladega Superspeedway for the first of 2 trips to the track. This track always brings a lot of big new names up front. We've seen some surprise winners come, including Jeb Burton in 2023, and we believe also got a surprise winner in 2024 with Jesse Love. This time around, the driver picking to win at Talladega Superspeedway is going to be Nick Sanchez. I think Nick Sanchez is going to pull off a very shocking win at Talladega Superspeedway. I think Nick Sanchez is a pretty solid Super Speedway racer. He proved that in the Craftsman Truck Series over the course of the last couple years. And I think he goes to Talladega and brings Big Machine Racing up to the front. Big Machine's always been really good with Parker Kligerman at this track. I think that Nick Sanchez comes and does very well with the team throughout the year, and I think he'll be able to get a pretty easy win and pretty easy victory at Talladega Superspeedway. After a race at Talladega, we'll be headed to Texas Motor Speedway. The last time we ran at Texas Motor Speedway, which I think they ran last year, I can't quite remember exactly who won that race in 2024. Actually, no, we had a really great photo finish between Sam Mayer and Ryan Sieg. This time around, the driver I'm picking to win at Texas Motor Speedway is going to be Ty Gibbs. I think Ty Gibbs is going to win his first and only victory of 2025 in Xfinity competition. Ty Gibbs, I think, is going to be really strong here. Joe Gibbs Racing historically is really, really great. I think this will be a race he will enter in 2025, and I think he will go out and pick up the win and victory, considering how good Ty Gibbs has been at Texas in the past in Xfinity Series competition. I think he comes here and will contend for the win and victory, definitely for sure. After race at Texas Motor Speedway, we'll be headed to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the first time and only time at the Oval. The last time we ran to Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Oval, we saw Chase Elliott pick up the win and the victory at this track. This time around, the driver picking the win at Charlotte Motor Speedway is once again going to be Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott is going to enter this event, and I think he will go to victory lane in Xfinity competition once again. Chase Elliott's always been good at the Charlotte Oval, always runs up front of this track. The 17 car has always been really good here as well. Like I mentioned, Chase Elliott won the race last year. I think Chase Elliott is going to be able to bring the pace and speed, and I think he will take that number 17 car to their second and final victory of 2025 at the track known as Charlotte Motor Speedway. I think he's going to go to victory lane. After a race at Charlotte, we'll be headed to Nashville Superspeedway as that date moves a little bit earlier in the year. The last time we ran here, I believe John Hunter Nemechek put up an absolute dominant clinic and went to victory lane at this track. This time around, the driver in the pick and to win at Nashville Superspeedway for Xfinity competition is going to be John Hunter Nemechek. I think John Hunter Nemechek actually will get his second and final victory of 2025 at Nashville Superspeedway. The Joe Gibbs cars always run extremely strong here. The All-Star car always runs amazing at this track. I think you see John Hunter run fantastic in this car. I think he will be running this event once again. I don't think he's gone through the number of years that are required. I think next year will be his third and final year where he can run an immense amount of races. So I think John Hunter will get behind the wheel of that car and go to victory lane at the track known as Nashville Superspeedway. I'm going with John Hunter Nemechek. After a race in Nashville, we'll be headed to Mexico City for the Autodromo Hernando Rodriguez track, which will be the first time that the Xfinity competition has been there since 2008. The driver to won there, of course, was Kyle Busch, which would not surprise or shock you if he does go ahead and enter the race. I do expect a lot of Cup guys to enter, like Daniel Suarez, like Kyle Larson, like Chase Elliott, like a William Byron. You may see a lot of Cup guys enter, like Shane Van Gisbergen. But at the end of the day, the driver picking to win at Mexico City is going to be Connor Zilisch. I think Connor Zilisch is going to get his third win of 2025. Yes, I think he's going to beat all the Cup regulars. Look what he did at Watkins Glen last year. Be some guys who are going to be in Cup next year nonetheless. Some really great talents. Showed how good of a road course racer he is. He's going to run the Rolex this year. And I think he's got a good chance to win Mexico. I think he will have a chance to compete in the Cup race as well, maybe down there. But I think you see Connor Zilisch go to victory lane, get another win, another victory. I'm going to go with Connor Zilisch to pick up the win at Mexico City. After race in Mexico City, we'll be headed to Pocono Raceway. The last time we ran to Pocono, we saw Cole Custer pick up his first of 2 or 3 victories in the 2024 season. This time around at Pocono Raceway, the driver I'm picking to win and go to victory lane is going to be Chandler Smith. Yes, Chandler Smith has nothing confirmed currently at the moment for 2025. However, I think he will enter some races with Richard Childress Racing in Xfinity competition because it's expected that they're going to run a third part-time Xfinity car as well in 2025. I think Chandler Smith will get behind the wheel of an RCR car on a part-time basis and go to victory lane. Considering Andy Street is going to be the crew chief of that car, I think he will go to victory lane in the C. Like I said, he's probably going to RCR. I'll go with Chandler Smith to pick up the win and be the guy to go to victory lane at Pocono Raceway with the team and organization. After race at Pocono, we head to Atlanta Motor Speedway as that date moves a little bit earlier into the season. The last time we ran the summer race at the track, Austin Hill was able to go to victory lane in his home track. This time around, the driver picking a win at Atlanta Motor Speedway is once again going to be Austin Hill. I think Austin Hill is going to get a second and final win of 2025 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Austin Hill, we know how fantastic of a driver he is at Atlanta Motor Speedway, especially on Super Speedways. Nearly half of his Xfinity Series wins have come at this track. Most of his Super Speedway wins have come at this track. I think that Austin Hill will go to victory lane. I think he will come to Atlanta being the guy to be. Will have the fastest car without question in the event. I think that Austin Hill will be the guy to definitely be able to go to victory lane at Atlanta Motor Speedway. After race at Atlanta, we'll be headed to the Chicago Street Course. The last time we ran here, we saw an amazing and fantastic battle between Shane Van Gisbergen and Kyle Larson for majority of the event, with Shane Van Gisbergen being the guy to go to victory lane. This time around, the driver I'm picking to win at this racetrack is once again going to be Shane Van Gisbergen. I think SVG is only going to enter a few select Xfinity races in 2025, but I think he will enter the Chicago Street Course, and I think he will be easily able to go to victory lane. Look, I know Connor Zilisch is going to be really strong at this race. Kyle Larson's probably going to enter, and I think he's going to be really great as well. And some other Cup guys like Bubba will also probably enter, and I think he'll run pretty good too. But I think SVG at the end of the day will be the guy to go to victory lane. Look, I think it's going to be a really strong season for him. I think he's going to have the pace and speed. I think that Shane Van Gisbergen goes to Chicago, and I think he'll be able to pick up the win. I'm going with him to win at the Chicago Street Course in 2025. After race at Chicago, we will be headed to Sonoma Raceway. The last time we ran to Sonoma, we saw Shane Van Gisbergen pick up his second career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory. This time around, the driver I'm going to go ahead and pick to win at Sonoma Raceway is going to be Connor Zilisch. I think Connor Zilisch gets his fourth win of 2025 at Sonoma. Do I need to say anything else about his road course speed? Connor's going to be the guy to beat on road courses without question. He's going to be the guy to beat on a week-by-week basis. He goes to another road course. I think he's going to be the dominator. I think he's going to be the biggest force to be reckoned with. I think he goes there today, and I think that Connor Zilisch goes there and is able to pick up the win. I'm going with him to win at Sonoma Raceway once again. After race at Sonoma, we had the Dover Motor Speedway, which moves a lot later into the 2025 season after being early in the season. The last time we ran here, we saw Ryan Truex pick up a second career NASCAR Xfinity Series win. This time around, the driver I'm picking to win at Dover Motor Speedway is going to be Carson Quaffle. I think Carson Quaffle is going to get his second win of 2025 at this racetrack. Carson Quaffle came very close to winning this race in 2024, and I think he's easily going to be able to come back to this track and have the speed to contend to get it done. So I think he comes to the track of Dover, looks to get redemption, will be there. Ryan Truex, I don't think, will probably race in the event, so I think that you will see Carson Quaffle be the guy to go to victory lane. I'm going with him to win at Dover Motor Speedway in 2025. After race at Dover, we'll be headed to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the only time on the schedule. Last time we ran at Indianapolis, we saw a fantastic battle at the end between Cole Custer, Riley Herbst, and Eric Almirola, with Riley Herbst being able to pick up his first of two victories in 2024. This time around, the driver I'm going to pick to win at Indianapolis Motor Speedway is going to be Sam Mayer. I already said he was only going to win one, but I think he gets actually a second victory in 2025. Sam Mayer, I think, is going to be good this time around because he's going to be in a Haas factory car. In the Stewart Haas cars, which are the Haas factory cars, I think that those cars are going to be the cars to beat throughout the weekend at the track. I think he goes to the race. I think he goes to the track. And I think he will have the pace and speed to contend to 10. I think he will be the guy to beat. I'm going to go ahead and pick Sam Mayer to be the guy to get it done. I think he will go to victory lane for the second and final time of 2025 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. After race at Indianapolis, we will be headed to Iowa Speedway, which moves from June all the way to August. The last time we ran here, we saw Sam Mayer pick up, I believe, his second or third victory of 2024. This time around, the driver I'm going to go ahead and pick and win at Iowa Speedway is going to be Justin Allgaier. Yes, I think it's going to be a long time before Justin Allgaier gets that first win, but I think Justin Allgaier is going to win a lot of races probably near the end of the season, including at Iowa. Justin Allgaier had pretty good speed at this track. I think he had a tire issue throughout the event, but I think he comes to Iowa Speedway and looks for a lot of redemption. I think he will come to Iowa, be the guy to beat at this event. I think Justin Allgaier will go to victory lane and get his first win of 2025 at Iowa Speedway. After a race at Iowa, we head to Watkins Glen, which moves from September to the early portion of August. The last time we ran here at Watkins Glen, we saw Connor Zilisch put up an absolute dominating clinic and win in his Xfinity Series debut. This time around, the driver I'm picking to win at Watkins Glen, this should not be surprising to anybody, Connor Zilisch. I think Connor Zilisch is going to get his fifth win of 2025 at Watkins Glen. Connor Zilch was impressive at Watkins Glen. Not just the fact he was faster, been saving fuel, he was passing guys left, right, and center, really one of the few guys who could pass throughout the event, and was pulling away while saving gas, which is really, really impressive. I think Connor Zilch will come back to Watkins Glen, continue his dominance at this racetrack. I think he will go to victory lane. I'm going to go with Connor Zilch winning at Watkins Glen International Speedway in 2025 in the number 88 car. After race at Watkins Glen, we will be headed to Daytona International Speedway. The last time we ran at Daytona in the summer race, we saw Ryan Truex pick up a second and final victory of 2024. This time around, the driver I'm going to go ahead and pick a win at Daytona International Speedway is going to be Sammy Smith. I think Sammy Smith is going to get his first and only victory of 2025. Sammy Smith actually is a pretty underrated super speedway racer. He won his second career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory in 2024 at Talladega Superspeedway, and I think he's going to come to Daytona in the summer and pick up the win over guys like Austin Hill and Jesse Love. I think he comes to the racetrack. I think he will have the pace and speed to contend. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick Sammy Smith and be the final junior motorsports driver to also pick up the win. I'm going with Sammy Smith to win the race at Daytona International Speedway with the number 18 in 2025 once again. After race at Daytona, we'll be headed to Portland Raceway. The last time we ran at Portland, we saw Shane Van Gisbergen pick up his first career NASCAR Xfinity Series win. But of course, with the Cup Series racing in Darlington for the Southern 500 that weekend, they will not be showing up. So this time around, the driver picking a win at Portland Raceway is going to be Justin Allgaier. I think Justin Allgaier is going to get his second win of 2025 at Portland. Justin Allgaier, one of the better and more underrated not super speed racers, road course racers in the field. I think he's going to come to some road courses and be really strong as well. I think he's going to have the car capable to be up front. The junior motorsports cars have always run well. And I do think Connor Zilch is going to have a really good chance and opportunity to get it done. There's no denying that. But I think in one of the rare occasions, I don't think he's going to be the strongest car. I think that Justin Allgaier will come to Portland, and I think he will be the guy to go to victory lane. I'm going with Justin Allgaier to win the race at Portland Raceway. After race at Portland, we'll be headed to Worldwide Technology Raceway, which will be the first time the Xfinity Series competition has been at the track since 2010. The last driver to win at the track were Carl Edwards in the summer, which I attended that race, and Brad Keselowski in the fall, which I also attended that race 15 years ago. This time around, the driver picking to win at Worldwide Technology Raceway is an experienced driver, and that is Justin Allgaier. I think Justin Allgaier is going to go to victory lane for the second time in a row and for the third time of 2025. Justin Allgaier is going to have a lot of experience, and I do think experience is going to play a major role and major part throughout 2025, especially at a track like Worldwide Technology. I think he's going to have the car to beat. I think he's going to be fast enough to be a major threat and serious contender. I think he goes to the track with the car to beat. I'm going to go with Justin Allgaier to get his third win of 2025 at this racetrack. After race at Worldwide Technology Raceway, we'll be headed to Bristol Motor Speedway. The last time we ran at Bristol in the summer race, we saw Cole Custer put up an absolute dominating clinic and go to victory lane at the track. This time around, the driver will go ahead and pick the win at Bristol Motor Speedway is going to be a little bit bold, but I'm going to go with Brandon Jones to win at Bristol Motor Speedway. This one's a little bold considering Brandon Jones has never been historically fantastic at Bristol, but I think he's going to go back to Joe Gibbs Racing and win a race and shockingly make his way to the round of 8 with a win if the winning you're in is still a thing at this point. I think Brandon Jones is going to be pretty solid throughout the year, and I think he will go to Bristol Motor Speedway with a car fast enough and capable enough to go to victory lane. I think that Brandon Jones will be the guy to go to victory lane at Bristol Motor Speedway in the number 19 car, the 20 car, which will be the number he likely will run next season. After race at Bristol, we will be headed to Kansas Speedway. The last time we ran the fall race, we saw some pretty good racing in the event, and we saw, I can't exactly quite remember, it was really good. Actually, Eric Almirola was the guy who went to victory lane. But this time around, the driver picking to win at Kansas Speedway is going to be a little bit bold, but I'm going to go with Christian Eckes to pick up his first and only career Xfinity win at the time at Kansas Speedway. I think he's going to go to the track. Christian Eckes has been really good, can do really good things. I think he's going to be a major factor throughout the year. It's really exciting to see that he's moving up to Xfinity Series competition full-time in 2025, which I've been saying he's going to make the playoffs this upcoming year. I think he will do it with the win near the end of the year, and I can see it's potentially propelling him into the round of 8 with a win. I think he's going to be super consistent. I think he's going to have a car capable enough to be up front. I think that Christian Eckes will be able to get the win. I'm going to go with him to win at Kansas Speedway and get his first career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory at Kansas Speedway. After a race at Kansas, we will be headed to the Charlotte Roval. The last time we were at the Charlotte Roval, we saw Sam Mayer pull off a walk-off win in victory and lock his way into the round of 8 with that win. This time around, the driver picking a win at the Charlotte Roval is going to be Connor Zilisch. I think Connor Zilisch is going to get his 6th win of 2025 at this racetrack. Connor Zilisch is going to be the guy to beat at road courses. I've already mentioned this at this point, but I think of how good of a road course racer he is, with how much experience he has on these tracks at such a young age. I think he goes to victory lane once again. With the dominance at this track, with the dominance of Junior Motorsports in the last couple years with Sam Mayer, I think the one car kind of transfers to 88. I think that Connor Zilisch will have the complexion of the Junior Motorsports stuff, and also with how great of a road course racer he is, I think he will easily be able to go to victory lane with the number 88 team at this track in 2025. After race at the Charlotte Roval, we'll be headed to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The last time we ran at this track, we saw a really great battle at the end of the day between AJ Allmendinger and Ryan Sieg. This time around, the driver picking to win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is going to be Justin Allgaier. I think Justin Allgaier is going to get his 4th and final victory of 2025 at this racetrack. Justin Allgaier, very, very good at Las Vegas. I think he's won here once or twice, I'm pretty sure, in Xfinity Series competition, and usually runs up front at this track. So I think he's going to have the car capable of getting it done. I think it brings the pace and speed, and I think Justin Allgaier, despite the fact he didn't win early in the year, I think he wins 4 races in about a 10-race span. I'm going with him to pick up his 4th win of 2025 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in that car. After race at Las Vegas, we'll be headed to Talladega Superspeedway. The last time we ran the fall race at the racetrack, we saw, of course, Sammy Smith be the guy to go to victory lane at the track. This time around, the driver picking a win at Talladega Superspeedway is going to be a little bit bold, but I'm going to go with Taylor Gray to pick up his first career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory at Talladega Superspeedway. Like I mentioned, anybody can win Superspeedways, and Taylor Gray's been kind of okay at Superspeedways in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series competition. And to be fair, I think he will be pretty fast throughout the year, and I think he will have consistent speed. I don't know if he'll make the play. I think he will likely make the playoffs, but this will not get him to the championship for us. I think he easily gets eliminated in the round of 12. But at the end of the day, I think Taylor Gray will have some pretty good pace and speed, and I think he will be good enough to be up front. I'm going with him to be the guy that can get it done. I'm going to go with Taylor Gray to pick up the win at Talladega Superspeedway. After race at Talladega, we'll be headed to Martinsville Speedway. The last time we ran the fall race at Martinsville, we saw, of course, Eric Almirola be the guy to go to victory lane in an absolutely dominating clinic at the track. This time around, the driver picking to win at Martinsville Speedway is once again going to be Eric Almirola. I think this will be another race that Eric Almirola is going to enter at the end of the season. I don't think he's going to enter as many races as he did in 2024, but I think he will enter quite a few races in 2025, and I think Martinsville will be one of them with how good of a driver he is at Martinsville, sweeping him in 2024. I think he will come and look for 3 in a row in the races that he has ran at this racetrack. I think Eric Almirola will be able to get that 2nd win of 2025 in Xfinity competition at Martinsville Speedway in the 2025 NASCAR Xfinity season. And finally, the last race will take place, of course, at Phoenix Raceway. The last time I ran at Phoenix, we, of course, saw the Haas car of Riley Herbst go to victory lane and Justin Allgaier pick up the championship. So who's going to win it this time around? Well, I think to win the race, you're going to have to win the championship as well. You'll have to probably win the race to win the championship. And I think there's one guy in the field that I think is going to get it done. I am picking Connor Zilisch to not only win his 7th race of 2025, but I think he is going to win the NASCAR Xfinity Series title. Connor Zilisch ran really good here at Phoenix in 2024. I think he was very competitive in the ARCA West race, actually won the ARCA West race in the championship event for that in 2024, and he's been really strong at this track, got a top 5 in Xfinity competition in 2024 as well. So I think Connor Zilisch will not only, like I said, be the guy to go to victory lane, but I think he will win the championship as well. I think he easily makes the Final Four. I think Connor Zilisch will have the pace and speed. I'm going with him to win 7 races throughout the season, and I think he will be your champion at the end of the year, at the end of the day, in 2025. So, those are my 2025 NASCAR Xfinity Series winner predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let us description below that, and comment your predictions below for winners. Tell me which drivers you think are going to win throughout the year, and what races you think each of these drivers will win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I don't think there's any more content dropping on the channel today. Tomorrow we'll have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. Trust me, we're going to talk about people like Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick because of the 2011 front row and Stewart Haas racing lawsuit. We're also going to talk about people like Haley Deegan, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, all that kind of stuff, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, you name it, lawsuits among other things. We'll talk about that on the channel throughout the rest of the week as well as we get closer to Christmas time. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, buddy.